2016 race for the White House, billionaire businessman Charles Koch says he's holding back his donations because of a lack of substance and civility so far on the campaign trail. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, he said, and I quote, "It's mainly about personalities and your mother sucked rotten eggs." Lovely. Charles Koch certainly isn't the only critic, but he's definitely one of the richest. The Koch brothers back a network of GOP donors who are spending or planning to spend over $750 million to influence the races. Best-selling author Gina Loudon joins me right now with Breaking Analysis. What's your reaction to this? Are they holding back because of the Trump factor?
I do think it's the Trump factor. I don't think that we can possibly deny that, and I think it's thrown them a curveball as much as it's thrown many of us a curveball. I mean, this is a phenomenon that we've not witnessed before in politics, and it's fascinating to watch the chips sort of start to fall with some of the old players like the Koch brothers.
You know, the Koch brothers are pointing out this lack of civility. I want to share with you perhaps what they're alluding to. Gina and the viewers, watch this.
Bush has no money. He's cutting. He's meeting today with mommy and daddy, and they're working on their campaign. Rubio way behind. I mean, you talk about a guy who's sweating. Now he's really sweating.
That, of course, is a reference to back when Rubio was giving the address following the State of the Union and had to take that big gulp of water during the middle of the speech as well. He went on to say that, Rubio needs a lot of water. And that's perhaps why he's sweating so much. But anyway, it's amusing and it's different. I agree with you. We've never seen anything like this before, Gina. But now as we watch the latest polls, he seems to be dropping off a bit. What's going on?
I think we're going to see fluctuations like this, but I think this whole Koch brothers thing is yet another thing that plays directly to Trump's hands that seem to be somewhat Teflon, because
now he's the outsider?
Koch brothers have been... Yeah, because the Koch brothers have been vilified. And let's look at real numbers, Trish. The Koch brothers put, I believe, about $400 million into the races in 2012. Trump earns that much in free earned media in a week. And he hasn't spent much of his own money at all, if any. And so you look at the fact that Trump has essentially marginalized the influence of the largest influencers in Republican politics. And this plays right again into Trump's whole anti-establishment brand, which is what he's running on.
You may actually not want the Koch brothers on your side if you're Donald Trump. Talking about this sort of amusing sound that he provides the media with. Who needs to do commercials when you say things like this? Watch it, Gina.
We want it where the women over there don't have to wear the you-know-what. And then I said, oh, well, that makes sense. That's nice. Then I saw women interviewed. They said, we want to wear them. We've worn them for 1,000 years. Why would anybody tell us not to? They want to. What the hell are we getting involved for? In fact, it's easier. You don't have to put up makeup. Look how beautiful everyone looks. Wouldn't it be easier? Wah. Right? Wouldn't that be easy? I'll tell you, if I was a woman, I don't want to. Wah. I'm ready, darling. Let's go.
Okay, this is, of course, a reference to the burqa that women wear in the Middle East and a Middle Eastern face. And Gina, kind of a libertarian move there as he speaks in the live free or die state of New Hampshire, saying, hey, they want to wear it. Can you blame them? Now they don't have to get ready for dinner. I mean, this is part of what keeps people interested. You just never know what he's going to say next.
You really don't. He is masterful at getting media coverage and at somehow making it all work out to where it seems to stack in his favor. And when I heard that initially, I thought, holy cow, where in the heck is he going with this? And then I thought about how many conservatives I've heard in the Whisper campaign say things exactly like what he's saying. And so I think that it may be things that people have never really had the courage to say publicly, but there is a sentiment in this country that, hey, if you don't like this country, go to the one you do like. And if those people like that country, then let them keep it the way there is. There is a large, anti-interventionalist segment of the conservative branch that I think that he's playing to right there.
Yeah, and look, the pendulum swings in very different ways at different points in history. And we seem to have reached this inflection point where people are fed up with being politically correct, and they want to be able to say what they think, part of the whole freedom of speech issue. Anyway, Gina, stay with me. The issue of what to do with the increasingly assertive Vladimir Putin has a lot of GOP candidates unified, but not Trump. He's glad the Russians are in Syria. He's praising them for doing the world's dirty work What would this mean for our foreign policy come 2016? An interesting discussion coming up next. I'll see you right here in 2.